The 1996 Animorphs series has like over 50 iconic covers of a kid transforming into a different animal. So I always thought that I was going to meet dozens of kids who have the power to transform into one animal apiece. But it turns out the series is about only 5-ish kids who gain the ability to transform into dozens of animals themselves, which is much cooler for those kids. I'm Liz, and I'm reviewing the Animorphs series, a series that I did not read when I was 14, but I'm reading now that I'm 42. Book 1, The Invasion, is narrated by Jake, the sort of unofficial leader of the group. Now, this is a 90s series, so I cast 90s actors in my head, and Jake is Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Now, I know Jake is tall and Marco is the short king, but JTT was a primo heartthrob in the late 90s for tweens, so it's gotta be him. Now, Jake and his 4 friends are middle schoolers who stumble upon an alien prince, one of the Andalites, on their way home from the mall. That guy tells them that Earth has been invaded by the Yeerks, parasite alien slugs that implant themselves into a creature's brain to control their body. The Yeerks decided that us 8 billion flesh bags on Earth would be the perfect minions and have already planted controllers, aka people they have slug brained. The Andalite Prince gives the 5 kids the ability to morph into whatever creature they can touch and bond with in hopes that they can use these powers to save the Earth. Then the Andalite Prince is eaten alive by the leader of the Yeerks, a melodramatic supervillain named Visor 3, or maybe Visor 3, who controls an Andalite body, giving him the ability to morph. But of course, he is an alien and he has a spaceship, so he can morph into intergalactic species, aka some pretty scary monsters. The kids escape from this situation, acquire some animal DNA, and use their newfound abilities to try and save Jake's brother Tom, who has been slug brained. Book 1 is a great intro to the series if you don't mind barreling into a lot of plot. My favorite aspect is the morphing, which is equal parts horrifying and funny. One of the main character's parents is a wildlife vet at a zoo, so they have access to lots of different kinds of animals. Jake learns to morph into a dog, a lizard, and a tiger over the course of Book 1. The kids need to learn to control the animal part of their brain and adapt to their animal's skill set. This makes for some very funny scenes, such as Tobias as a cat asking Jake to play with a string toy because it's fun, and more body horror oriented ones like Jake being compelled to eat a live spider while in lizard form. Their transformations into these animals don't hurt, but they are not pretty, with bones rearranging themselves and eyeballs migrating to the sides of your heads. Now, I don't know how Applegate can keep me interested in the Yeerks Earth War for 60 plus books, though I am open to having my mind changed. But I do know that I'm going to dig it every time a kid gains a new animal morphing ability because those descriptions are so great. I'll see you with one more review this week for Animorphs before I change this into a weekly series.